All right. See, I knew there was movies out there that were worth watching. And lo and behold, it's an anthology movie. I gotta say this though, I never fucking heard of this movie before. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't know anything about it. I don't know who was in charge of the marketing for this movie, but they need a slap upside the head because honestly, I don't think there's a lot of people that know about this flick, and it really should be seen by all.
You were all supposed to write a short story that is not only scary, but very personal to you. Tonight's theme might seem a little macabre. However, we're all writers, and we gotta stay true to our work.
You have been given a wonderful purpose.
That's funny, I thought I locked up. We're closed for this evening. Hello?
Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. Okay, I knew it. I took a month off almost because there was nothing but fucking garbage that I was watching and it just pissed me off to no end. And I said this in my last video, you know, there's good things to come. I can see it in the horizon. The sun is shining and we're starting off with this movie. Now, I will say this, whoever did the marketing for this movie needs to be fired because I didn't know anything about this movie. I didn't even know it existed. And then you guys came to the rescue and asked me, why aren't you talking about this movie? You love anthology movies. How come you haven't reviewed it? And I was like, whoa, hang on a sec. I don't know anything about it. Never even heard of it. So I looked it up, watched the trailer, and I was like, okay, like what the fuck? How did I not know about this movie? Like the trailer alone is enough to suck you in. Like you don't even need me to review this movie to tell you to watch it, although I am going to tell you to watch it because it's fantastic. But it's called Scare Us. It's an anthology. It's got 5 short films in it, and they're all fantastic in their own way. Man, oh man, I don't want to go into too much about this because this is one of these movies where you just need to sit down and watch it and let it unfold in front of you. But goddamn, these short films, every single one of these short films that are in this movie, and the good thing too about this anthology too is some anthologies where you have the wraparound story, okay, which is like the glue of the anthology. A lot of times they just film the wraparound and then they just kind of pick and choose short films that have already been pre-made. And then they throw them in there and try and make it work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But in this case, this is more like the Mortuary Collection, where the short films were made specifically for this story. And I'll tell you, man, holy shit, every single one of them is good. Some of them are absolutely fantastic, but there is not one short story in here that I didn't care for. Man, oh man, like it's got everything in here. And it's practical. There's practical gore. There's practical creature effects. I was like, God damn, like why are they not marketing this movie better? Like people need to see this movie. It's fantastic. Now don't get me wrong here. I know I'm gushing a bit, so don't go racing to it thinking it's the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, there are better anthology flicks out here, but I'm telling you, this is good. And to give it a rating, before I kind of get into it here quickly, I'm probably going to give it a really strong 7, maybe even a 7.5. I did enjoy this. Of course, I was just coming off a month of fucking garbage too, but this movie is really good. So it's comprised of 5 different stories. The wraparound story is called Scare Us. It's about this book store owner, and what he does is he has these up-and-coming writers that he knows come in, and what they do is for this night when they sit down and tell their stories, he wanted them to have something a little more personal and something that scared them. That's what their project was in the stories that they were going to tell. Now, the wraparound story is also on this, I guess, the history of this town, Sugarton. There was this serial killer called Cutthroat, and I guess he's back in action now. That's kind of what we start the show off with is the news broadcast of this cutthroat or someone who's copying him like a copycat. So when they come to the bookstore, they're already a little nervous because this shit's going on again in their small town, right? So that's kind of the wraparound story, is this bookstore, which is really cool. And then there's this cutthroat guy going around killing people, so they're a little nervous. But the stories are called Night Hall. This one is fantastic. It's great. I don't want to say too much, and I want to keep this kind of short. You seriously need to just watch this. But it takes place in a storage facility, like a storage unit facility. And this woman's in there, and she's just getting off the phone with her boyfriend or her husband, and she's just breaking up with them because I believe she thinks she cheated on him. And there's this priest comes walking. He's in the elevator with her, and he goes walking out of the elevator, and he's got this cart. And we later find out, and I don't want to tell you too much what happens, but we find out that there's this chest, okay, and it's chained up, and she sees this, and she thinks she hears a child's voice. So, I mean, I don't want to give spoilers. I think it's in the trailer where she opens the box up, and then all hell breaks loose, really. So, but that one was awesome. The creature effects in that one were fantastic. The practical gore was fantastic. I really did like it. The second one is called Untethered. Now, this one revolves around like a police detective that kind of gets a leave of absence after investigating a murder of a family of 3, okay? And the boy, I believe his name is Mike, is the son, and he's kind of dealing with his dad here when his mom goes to work. But I'll tell you, okay, I wish they would have given a little more story, maybe, you know what I mean? Because there's stuff that goes on here, and it leaves you scratching your head, which is fantastic, because it's open for interpretation. But some of the visuals in this story are absolutely haunting. You know, it's funny when you watch as many horror movies as I do, okay, and you think you've seen everything that can creep you out. It's always nice to see some visuals, especially his sister, when he opens the door and she's on the bed and she's kind of upside down with her head on the bed. Like, it gave me goosebumps. And I was like, okay, it's just refreshing to see something new. I know it's been done other ways, but that was a great segment. I just wish they kind of want to very quickly, you know, dove a little more into why the shit's happening in this house that it is. But again, it's open for interpretation, which is fantastic too. Another cool one is Dead Ringer. I think this one was my favorite. Diego wrote this story, and basically it's him coming to this gas station, and he bumps into this guy who is just out of his mind trying to kill his wife. And we find out why eventually. Again, the parts of it are in the trailer, okay, but I don't want to say too much about it. But his wife isn't what you think she is, but goddamn, this is great. And the fucking creature again in this movie is practical. I wish they would have shown more of it, but in some cases, less is better. You know what I mean? Because he may not have looked that good, but there is glimpses of it in certain lighting, and I was like, man, oh man, this is fantastic. And then the last one, I thought this one was the weakest. It's called The Resting. It's good. If you've seen the movie Skeleton Key, that's the movie that I first thought of when I came to the ending of this movie. I don't want to say too much about it. It's basically just a mother passes away, and she leaves her daughter the house to inherit. So her and her boyfriend go there. Now the daughter and mom, the daughter, it's explained in the story, she hasn't seen her mom in so long that she's almost forgotten about her, except that now she's inherited this house. And then while they're there and gonna take over the house, the neighbor comes in, this old woman that lives next door, and she comes in as this cute lady, offering pie, and she gets invited over for dinner, and then all hell breaks loose. So, but I don't want to go on beyond that for spoilers. And then again, there's the wraparound story. There's another short one too, called After Hours, which takes place in a movie theater, which is very quick, and it's kind of cool. But the wraparound story is called Scare Us, and it's pretty good too. A lot of times when you get these anthology, movies, the wraparound story is the worst of the bunch, but this one was okay. It's really cool how, and I don't want to give spoilers, but it's cool how they turn this bookstore into this maze almost at the end of the movie, but that's all I'm going to say about that too. So anyways, I'm going to end it there. I highly recommend this movie. It's called Scare Us. It's out now. I can't believe I never heard of this movie. Now, mind you, it came out about a month ago, but still, I hadn't heard anything about this flick. So again, I just want to say thanks to you guys for putting me onto this movie. I am totally glad that I sat down and watched this movie, and I've made it part of my collection now. I liked it that much. So strong 7, maybe a 7.5 for me. Definitely check it out. If you've seen it, let me know what you think, guys. And if you haven't, absolutely go rent this movie and then come back here and let me know what you thought. And until next time, guys, stay good.